I'm Dr. Nitika, Specialist Obs and Gynecology, working at Ahliya Hospital, Musafa. Today I'm going to tell you, I'm happy to share my views with you regarding COVID in pregnancy. Today in this slideshare, we are going to discuss about the coronavirus, its transmission and prevention, about COVID in pregnancy, physical and psychological impacts of pandemic and quarantine on the health of the people. So novel coronavirus is a new strain of coronavirus which may cause infection ranging from mild respiratory disease to severe illness. The most common symptoms, as we know, are sore throat, fever, dry cough, tiredness, and the less common symptoms includes conjunctivitis, headache, body pains, loss of taste and smell, rashes on skin, discoloration of fingers and toes, and sometimes it can cause the serious symptoms also. It depends upon the kind of the comorbidity a person is carrying. So it is particularly more prone in elderly people, people having diabetes, they are taking some immunosuppressants or having any kind of the immunocompromised state. Virus transmission, as we all know, it spreads from person to person and through contaminated droplets, through coughing, sneezing, touching infected surface. Till now, there is no evidence that the virus is transmitted from mother to baby during delivery. It can be transmitted after delivery from mother to baby, but perinatal transmission, like which we suspect in, which we see in HIV, hepatitis, and many other illnesses, is not there. Incubation period, that is the amount of time which from being exposed to the virus to showing symptoms, is 5 to 6 days, but it can extend up to 14 days. Prevention. Now even the kids know how to prevent from this novel infection by doing the social distancing, avoiding the crowded places, frequent hand washing, avoiding shaking hands, and close contact with any people having the respiratory illness. Use hand sanitizers if the soap and water is not available. Coming to the COVID in pregnancy. Till now, whatever the studies we have, like in China, smaller studies which we have seen in China and some of the Western countries, till now, women are affected in the same way as the general population by the virus infection. But body can respond differently to virus during pregnancy. So occasionally they can show more severe symptoms, particularly in the last trimester, like 7th, 8th, 9th month. Because of the immunocompromised state, women are more prone to develop into the severe symptoms. For this reason, pregnant women are included among the group of vulnerable people and they need to take an extra care. And even when till now, when we are reaching the plateau phase, even after that, the women are required to take more precautions about the social distancing norms. Similarly, as I told you, till now the studies show in the pregnancy, if the woman is having COVID infection, there is no evidence that they can lead to have a more chances of abortions, miscarriages, preterm deliveries, or any kind of a congenital malformation in the baby. But yes, in the ladies who are really sick, have a high-grade fever, they can lead to the preterm deliveries, sometimes like delivery before time, or sometimes like rupture of membranes, or such things can happen. Another question, big question which ladies feels, what about the breastfeeding? Though the information on COVID-19 is rapidly changing, till now, evidence suggests it is safe to breastfeed. In fact, breast milk is the best source of nutrition for infants and provide protection against many illness. So if any lady is having the confirmed COVID-19 infection, take proper all the possible precautions to avoid spreading the virus to the baby. Washing your hands before touching the baby, sterilizing breast pumps and bottles, wearing a face mask while feeding the baby. Now comes to the psychological impacts which this coronavirus or the pandemic is affecting the day-to-day life. Due to prolonged quarantine, the pandemic is taking toll on our mental and physical health. Coping with illness. As everyone is quarantined in the home and coping with this illness, research show that loneliness is one of the world's major risk factor for the premature death. and particularly for women who are pregnant and have children are more prone to develop various psychological illness like anxiety, depression, insomnia, and obsessive compulsive disorders. They can show the signs and symptoms of high stress, like change in appetite, frequent feelings of fear and worry about pregnancy and delivery, poor quality sleep, and problems in concentration. So, what we can do to boost our mental health? There are certain tips which we can try, which all the women can try for stress relieving practices. First, try create a routine where possible. Something that can help sustain and improve mood can be as simple as flexible routine that offers a bit of structure. So try to write down your schedule, everyday schedule. Try to include a list of mental, physical, and social activities, combination of all these in your daily routine. Mental like meditation, physical like doing exercises, which are about to come about these topics, and social means interacting about people. Then refrain from looking at the social media, physical media, or watching the news round the clock. So if you are watching the news all the time, you will be just getting the negative news all the time. You have to fix up a time, might be in the morning or in the evening, just once finish the news thing. Try to indulge in a non-screen activities, whatever you like decorating a nursery, reading, taking a bath, gardening, listening to music. You can just try to rejuvenate your old hobbies, or might be you can develop some new ones and spend some time non-screen activities. Then try meditating. Deep breathing. This method of relaxation focuses on deep, slow, even breaths. During this period of deep relaxation, studies show that the body can experience fall in heartbeat, breathing rates, lower blood pressure, muscle relaxation, improve energy and focus, pain relief, and healing. Another thing which is important is take care of key relationships by connecting with friends and family over phone and through video conferences. Get enough sleep by going to bed at a consistent time and limiting screen time beforehand. Maintain a healthy full diet and engage in regular exercises. Diet, as we know that in pregnancy, we recommend the diet which is rich in proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and particularly to like fight against the viruses, it's highly recommended to take a diet which is rich in vitamin C. Certain fruits we normally say to avoid in pregnancy like pineapple and papaya, but you can consume a lot of the other citrus fruits like oranges, lemon. Certain other food which is recommended to boost your immunity are garlic, ginger, turmeric. But since in pregnancy, excess of everything is not recommended. So before consuming these things in larger amount, just consult your doctor. Now managing your worries. In spite of following all those tips which I have given you right now, if you still feel that some of the thoughts are making you still very low, then try to find out what thoughts are basically coming in your mind again and again. Try to replace them with better ones. And ruminative worries. This is very important. Like the situations, if you are worrying about, are out of your control, out of your sphere, that you need to think about it. No need to worry about every time same things. Some special situations include work from home. Like our pregnant ladies, many, if our teachers, they are working from home, working for the office. So it's very difficult for them because when the work life and the home life blend together, then anyone can feel disoriented. So certain things which are important for you is first define your workspace. You have to make a physical workspace, like you can take a room in your house, which you have to convert it into office and make it only office space. Don't blend with your house activities. Then start your day as usual when you are going to the office like that. Take a shower, have a cup of tea, and then start your work from home. Similarly, at the end of the day, to symbolize that you have finished your work, you have to do certain activity like taking again a cup of tea, walking to just take a small walk, or like you can do a video conferencing. So since you don't have any external structure, you have to make your own. Another is being with your children. Many women are having small kids at home, 3 years, 4 years. And now when the kids are not able to go because of quarantine, of course, they feel restless. And it is really a daunting task to entertain the kids all the time. But believe me, this is a time when you can develop a strong bond with your kids. Spend quality time together, try to know each other personally, and indulge in good conversation. Delegate responsibilities to them, and at last accept that it's okay. Relax yourself. If a house is not clean, if your kids are naughty and doing whatever, it's okay. Next thing comes the physical fitness. So, how can you maintain your physical fitness in the time of quarantine? Normally, in the pregnancy, we recommend a lot of things. Various activities can be done, like swimming, Pilates, jogging, running, workout with weights and ball. Even walking for 30 minutes a day is gentle enough with great benefits to circulation and helping to tone muscles for birth. But since because of quarantine, even the walk was not possible. Nowadays, yes, it is little, but before, no. So, what other things you can do to maintain your physical fitness at home? One is yoga. Yoga has proved to be a substantial amount of benefits in the pregnancy. But for the ladies who have never done the yoga before pregnancy, it is recommended whenever you start in the pregnancy, you have to take the help of instructor or take the help of your doctor before starting the yoga in pregnancy suddenly. Now I'm going to stress you about some of the small exercises which you can start now, even if you have not done any kind of physical workout till now. So this is one is shoulder circles. You can see here, you can do it in any position, like sitting position or even the standing position. You have to rotate the shoulders, and like while seated, rotate your shoulders backwards and down, trying to make the biggest circles you can. It relieves tension with some chest opening shoulder circles like this. Another is leg extensions like this. You have to sit on a chair and then lift one knee to a comfortable height, keeping the leg bent. Keeping the leg lifted, slowly straighten the leg without locking the knee. Slowly return back to the bent position while keeping the thigh lifted. You can repeat it 8 to 12 times on one side and the other. But if you are starting for the first time, I will recommend don't do it 10 to 12 times. You can just do it 2 to 3 times and let your body adjust. Then sit-ups. Sit-ups is very good exercises which is good for toning for your legs and gluteus. Like here in this picture you can see, but I will recommend not to do like this suddenly. You can take a support of anything, like you can do better in a sitting posture in with a chair, or you have to take a support of the wall. So while you're sitting on a chair, taking your weight through the heels of your feet, keeping your shoulders back and down. Keep your pelvic floor and abdominals nice and tight. Once you are standing, slowly lower yourself back down into the chair with your buttocks pushed out towards the back of the seat. Sit down and repeat. Repeat 6 times, taking a break for 30 seconds and gradually work up from there. Other is the pelvic tilt and pelvic floor exercises. This is really good for the pelvic floor and for your bladder. It's good even in the puerperium part and in the pregnancy part. So this is again you can do in the sitting posture. Sit nice and tall. Tighten your pelvic floor muscles. Gently squeeze your bottom, curling it under you. Hold for 5 seconds. Release gently and repeat 10 times. So these are the basic exercises I'm recommending for the women who have never done any kind of exercises before. But of course, you have to be slow and gentle. Now come what to avoid. What to avoid doing the exercises. There are certain recommended guidelines. Like first, don't do asanas or poses on your back, particularly if you have crossed the first trimester. Then avoid poses that stretches the muscles too much, particularly the abdominis muscle, because in pregnancy, you are more risk for strains, pulls, and other injuries. Use support. Like I told you, whenever you are doing exercises in standing posture, you have to take a support of any structure, might be a chair or wall. This is very important to maintain the balance and to avoid injury to yourself. Avoid workout in hot weather. in overheated room because it can increase the temperature and can affect the baby. Avoid compressing your abdomen and deep twist. Avoid standing on heads and head, which is not advisable in pregnancy. So finally, listen carefully to your body when you're doing exercises. Don't do overexertion and take the help of a good instructor. I'm, of course, your physician. I think so. With this slide, I have been able to tell you the main things about the COVID in pregnancy and about the psychological and physical effects. So if you still have any questions, you can just ask me. I'm happy to help you. So if anybody is having questions, I'm happy to help you. You can ask me.